Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Milan Weekly Podcast channel. On this episode of the Milan Weekly Podcast, we will be discussing a full round table here of the Milan game against Lecce. We're going to get you ready for the big game on Tuesday against Leverkusen. The Champions League is back, baby. Of course, we're going to recap all of Serie A, and we got a couple of Patreon questions. We got more, and the boys are back. Vinny's not back, so you know I'm here, but I'm not alone. First things first, though, if you're here, you got to do us a favor. Please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you're up to date with all of our latest videos. Smash the like button and leave a comment. Follow us on all of our socials, especially Patreon. Help us grow the channel there. That's where we need you the most. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight it's all business, baby. It's another 3 points in the bag, and we got three people here with me. Let's go! Oh my God. Let's bring this in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Milan Weekly Podcast, where we always talk all things Milan while we are not professionals.
Nor do we pretend to be.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm Fabio, joined by Steve, of course, Jan, and my partner over there, Gio. Fellas, how you doing? We'll start with you, Steve. How are you, man?
Fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. Vinny is with Diddy tonight. He's last vacation, guys. So he's going to be back. Guys, a great win against Lecce. We looked a little bit more lively. I asked Gio to stick his finger in the socket tonight, so he's going to bring the energy. Jan is back with Busted Culture tweets. And me and Fabio, we electrified the YouTube last week. 1.3K. views on the last video, which is something that we don't look at very often, but once we see it hitting that K, we want to hit it. We want to see it hit the 2K mark, and then the 3K mark, 4K, and then we're gonna go to the double digits, right, guys? So everything.
I love it. I love it. Jan, how are you feeling tonight, man? Welcome back.
Feeling good. Can't feel bad after a victory, obviously, right? So looking forward to tomorrow's game, and looking forward to chatting with you boys for the next hour or so.
Gio, how are you feeling, man? You got your Wi-Fi, everything's good over there?
I'm good. Everything moving good, Fabio, hopefully. But I feel good, man. I feel good. This weather in California, man, I tell you, last week was good. Now we up to 95 again. This is
Gio, nobody gives you shit, man. I'll just tell you honestly. Enjoy your nice weather. Stop rubbing it in. All right, tonight we're all business, baby. All right, we're all business, courtesy of that great thumbnail by Sonny. Let's first, before we get into it, new Patreon, high RPM. Shout out to you. Thank you for joining, man. Be like him and everybody else. Help support the channel by joining our Patreon. Let's go. Finally, another victory back to back. We keep a clean sheet. Let's start with you, Steve, man. Again, Morata seemed to have a lot of conversation that maybe he was going to miss the game, picked up some sort of knock. But no, he's there in the starting lineup, and he started pretty good, no?
Yeah, he started pretty good, and I have to apologize to him. I know I was not a big fan of the Morata signing, but I think, watching him a little bit more with care because he plays on our Milan, I have to tip my hat that, the guy works very hard. Not only is he, lethal in front of goal. He looks like someone who understands what Fonseca wants to do in the final third in regards to pressing. And, he's not only doing it in the final third, he is tracking back when we need him, where, some others, like we spoke about last week, decide to fix their socks. He's tracking back. And shout out to him, shaving his head. I know he does it for a good cause. It's not just for the looks. It's not just for the next designer sponsorship that's going to land on his plate, because the guy is pretty good looking. Not as good looking as me, but he is good looking. So he gets on the board. Great goal. And, I can't complain about Morata against Lecce for sure.
Well, yes, Morata kind of tips us off here, but the first probably 35 minutes of the game was not very entertaining. We had a good 5 minutes, and Gio disappeared.
And he's gone.
He's gone. That's it. Gio gave
Bye,
you a good
Gio.
8 minutes.
He lasted like Gianpaolo. He's gone.
So John, we'll go with you, man. All right. So the next one, obviously, 2 minutes later. Gio's good for 2 minutes. That's what they say. But the Dale was right there with a beautiful pass from Leao. I mean, in regards, what were your thoughts? This goal so far in the second half, going up 2-0.
I was happy to see another goal. Like when we play these teams in the past, I was always like, why aren't we smashing these teams? Like we destroy them in payroll, we destroy them in training facilities. Lecce, these small teams should not be sticking around when we play against them. So I saw another goal go in. I was like, bang, like we're on. Also, nice for Teo to tie his idol Maldini for the amount of goals scored at Milan. I love that little exchange on, I think it was Instagram or something, how Paulo was like, it took me 25 years to do it. It took you only 5. You're special. Yeah. So, like, obviously, Teo is not the same as Paulo on the defensive side, but clearly on the offensive side, he's something special. And he's ours. For as long as we can keep him, he's ours. So it was really nice to see that. And thanks for coming back from the Diddy party, Gio. Sorry for the little. So yeah, it was just good to see him score. It's really good to see Milan just bury like 3 goals on a team that they should be. They could have buried another 3 in the second half, but that I was just happy to see them.
And Teo could have had another one right before the end of the first half, which he could have cut it back. But again, after you blast one in and you score, you're not going to fault him for trying for that second one. But yeah, great point. The fact that one more goal and he's ahead of Maldini. So this seems like it's leaning up again. We need to have those conversations with him, make sure we lock him down, because otherwise next summer could be a big story in regards with him. But we're not done. We're not done. All right. Gio gave you 3 good pumps, but at 4 and 5, there was an American there who was in the right place at the right time. And you know what? It's fitting that we get to this goal, and we're going to talk to you, Gio, because there is a moment. Now, me and Steve, we were baffled. We were in awe last week. The fact that Emerson was able to even get one cross off. Well, this one, in this particular play, he's able to get the ball back to Abraham after Abraham hits the post. He puts in, first of all, if you watch the replay again of this whole moment, I mean, Abraham kind of turns around, flicks, and shoots right away. Gets his save, but there's Johnny on the spot. Pulisic for the 3rd goal. What were your thoughts, G? Seeing 3 goals in 5 minutes, man. Your team was working efficient like you. You know what I'm saying? So how were you feeling?
No, I was feeling good, Fabio. I mean, the goal was crazy. I think the goal came from Morata just being a dog, getting that ball, stealing the cookies in the cookie jar. And then too bad for Abraham, because I think he deserves a goal now. The way that he's been going to defend, just the effort that, I didn't want Abraham neither. I thought his knees were done, but this guy's all over the pitch, and I was just excited, man. We finally killed a team off, and we didn't really have to worry much after that. But Pooley, what can you say, guys? I mean, the American guy, the marketer, everything. People thought it was just a publicity stunt, but hey, he's coming in and he's showing his quality, and that's a fuck you to Landon Donovan, you piece of shit. You wanted him to go to LA Galaxy. Nah, bro, he's at a big club and he's performing. So shut up forever, Landon Donovan. I don't ever want to hear you talk ever again. You're not valid.
Well, you know what? I'll give Fonseca this. after seeing how quickly we dispatched the team in the first half, I'm glad that they somewhat let off the pedal and started to make substitutions fairly early. You got Morata off after 10 minutes, took Pulisic off. The only person I think played the full 90 was Leão. So he wanted to be the captain today. I was happy with that. What were our thoughts in regards to Fonseca and making Leão captain, Steve?
Again, I don't believe that Leão is captain material. I think the next captain of this team is either going to be Theo Hernandez or because he just plays on the pitch. But the true captain is Iron Mike behind the post. And I know that it's not a big fan favorite to put a goalie as captain because he's not going to be able to do what Serie A does best and run into the space for the ref to be completely that Gabbia thing just distracted me because I thought it was him.
All right, I just wanted. I know Gio wants to just at least have some mention of Gabbia in regards to a future captain. But I thought what Fonseca, what he explained, why he gave him that particular thing was a good thing because you're trying to get him to be more accountable. As a captain, I feel he would have to be. That's why maybe played a little better defensively this game, but it needs to be consistent. It's really what happens on Tuesday. But Leão did say something after in regards to, look, Calabria is the captain, Teo's the vice captain. I felt honored to be asked to be a captain during this game, and I want to be a good role model for the younger guys on the club, which is not, again, what you say and what you do could be two different things, but I like what I'm hearing. What did you think?
So don't fix your fucking socks when you lose the ball and go get me the ball.
I agree.
Well, for me, I think there was some interesting comments that Fonseca made after the game about basically how the team used to play, not naming Pioli, but under Pioli, how the team wasn't really playing very possessive. They were letting the teams attack them and then counterattacking. We forget about this because it's a big club. New coach wasn't our first choice. Clearly, nobody really liked this guy to come in as our coach. But he's teaching these guys to play a different style. I saw Defensive Dynamo making comments about that in the chat. They're playing better now. They're finally figuring out how to play in the spaces, the way that they're attacking teams, the way they're controlling the ball. Now we're actually seeing some possession. We're actually seeing something developing. And it's not easy to teach guys that have been taught one way for 3 years to change the way that they're playing. It's going to take time. Am I saying that Fonseca is the next coming of Pep Guardiola? No. But clearly there's some more learning that has to be done by our team because, yes, okay, against Inter it was great, but we played Venezia and Lecce. So, I want to see against Leverkusen, are they still going to make these adjustments? Are they going to still be playing properly? Not an easy opponent, right? Leverkusen, they're very well coached. So, things are going progressively well for Fonseca. I'm happy for him. I never wanted to see the guy fired. That's never good for your club, no matter what people say. Firing the guy after a few games is not a good look. You want to show some stability. So I'm glad that he's figuring it out, and I'm glad the players are figuring it out, because if we continue in this way, it's going to be some interesting football, man. Those four guys in the attack up front, man, Tammy and Morata, even Fonseca mentioned that. They bring something to the whole squad that they just want to fight more, and that's what we rely on. I think Steve and I talked about it a few weeks ago. There's no leadership on this team. We were hoping that Morata was that guy. We're finally seeing some fire now. We're seeing the new guys drive this team to, hey, guys, we can do this together. So it's nice to see. I'm not convinced 100% yet, but we're heading in the right direction. It's a lot better than it was 3 weeks ago, guys. So
Definitely. What were your thoughts in regards of having Leão as captain, G, and just where we're going moving forward here?
I don't know, skipping people like that, but hey, it is what it is. The team looks like we're starting to get together, and I mean, if the team digs it, and we playing good, Fabio. Before that goal went in, I was falling asleep at work. I was doing all that, and then the goals came in, and then you see how everybody's happy for everybody. Even they're motivating Tammy. They telling them, "You're gonna get it on the next one. You're gonna get on the next one." So I was just very happy to see. But it's still, I don't know. We have some defensive issues that hopefully we could shore up, and maybe we might be like that Liverpool, like heavy metal when Klopp They didn't win the league or anything, but they played great, expansive football. And they scored goals, but they did leak a lot of goals in too. So, I mean, it's just hopefully we could beat Smoke on that Xavi Alonso pack, and that's all I'm here for.
Well, let's just do tops and flops in regards to this game. So, Steve, what were your thoughts on who was the top?
You know what? I'm gonna give the top to. I think Theo Hernandez played a good game again against a Lecce that was almost non-existent after the 35th minute. They had no answer. I like that. He was more offensive, and that's what he is, guys. He's an offensive wing back. If we're looking for something, we're looking for something defensive. It's not what you're going to get from Theo Hernandez. And that's what's important about that wing. We need Leao to be a dog like Morata and Tammy Abraham. And I'm gonna give some props to Tammy Abraham too. Like, he didn't score, but he worked hard. Hit the post. I think that it might be something that he's gonna have to get off his back, and that's that first goal, like not from a penalty kick, so that we can see what he can bring to us. But in terms of work, I don't mind his work ethic. I think it's something that's different. We had Giroud, who did work, but in his own way, also almost double his age. So let's see what Tammy Abraham can bring.
What about you, Jan? Who's your top? You agree?
I'm gonna go with your boy, Mr. Pulisic, scoring again. That's interesting. It's like he scored in 5 out of the 6 games we've played.
Yeah, 3 in a row.
He's having a banger of the year. Again, I don't think people expect him to be this good. I think he's hitting another level that we didn't see at Dortmund or at Chelsea. So I'm very happy for him. And since Steve gave an honorable mention, I'm going to go off the chart. I'm going to give it to Fofana, because I think he's settling in nice in that role. He's recovering balls. He's giving Mr. Reindeer a little bit more freedom. And look, he's not the next coming of Gattuso or anything like that. Everyone can chill. But he's not making us miss Benny at all. So right now, and again, easy opponent, but I want to give him a little shout out. He wasn't getting much love at the beginning, so Fofana for me is honorable mention.
Honorable mention. I like it. Gee, who's your top on this one?
You know who my top is, man. Number 19, the one that smashes 10 times a day, baby. And number 22 for France too. Nah, man, Theo. This is what I need. This is what me and you be calling out, Fabio, and then they tell us that we're dumb, that we don't know Calcio, that this is what we want, Fabio. So number 19, man. Yes, that's it. You want big boy money? Play like a big boy. Don't go. There's no crying in baseball. Come on, man. Let's get it. I like the way that he even scored that goal, Fabio. It was just crazy. And this is what I need from Leao. Imagine if Leao and Theo showed up every day, like every game that we had. That left side going to challenge the best teams in the world, because you're not going to be able to know what to do with them. But sometimes they want to play, sometimes they don't want to play, Fabio. So, I'm going to give it to Theo, man.
Well, my question is, who's the flop, guys? Who can even be identified as the flop? It's pretty hard when you don't give up a goal. Goalie made a couple of saves. Defense didn't really look shaky anywhere. Not even a complaint. Oh, okay.
I have one. We'll touch it later, but the Milan Ultras for getting in the news for just ruining a nice run of games. They'll be the flops.
But is there any player on the field that you guys could even identify? I mean, we do have a couple of subs, which I know they weren't necessarily trying very hard at that point. But Steve, go ahead.
Guys, we need better play from Tomori. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. Guys, I can tell you this for a fact. And let's hope and I pray to the AI gods that they pick this up. Guys, I watched the game this weekend. Okay, and everybody knows I do coach my little son, and he is 11 years old. But I watched a game that made me rethink my whole coaching experience with 11 years old. Guys, Manchester United, Tottenham was by far some of the worst defending that I've ever seen in my life, guys. Where I cannot get I need to apologize to 11-year-olds tomorrow night. You believe that? because the mistakes that they were making are mistakes that I get on them for and they shouldn't be making. The big problem is that 11-year-olds are in 6th grade. The guy making the mistake is Matthias de Ligt, who makes 300,000 to 400,000 pounds a week.
Ugh.
Guys, it was unbelievable. But we see those similar things from Tomori. His ball is stuck in his feet. The first pass is very lazy. It's very almost indecisive. And again, you're bringing in someone like Gabbia, who had a great game against Inter, and now you're playing Lecce. It should not be that tough. We need, at the center back position, we don't ask you for a lot, depending on the system that you play. But we ask that your first pass is clean and you're able to mark. And we on corners we saw that Tomori would lose his man, and then we're always blaming a winger, or we're always blaming a central midfielder. But the center D has to be able to patrol that. You want to play there, you need a general. We've had a general all the time that Milan has played, and I feel like, and I'm a Tomori fan, I think his athleticism gets him out of a lot of stuff that people with less athleticism cannot get out of those mistakes. But against a better team, and if it's not Lecce, we're in trouble.
I just saw in the chat there is a definitive flop, and it's so late in the game I completely forgot about it. Bartazaghi. It's 100% the flop.
That wasn't a red card.
That was not a red card.
That was not a red card.
But still,
that was a yellow.
At most. But what about you?
Like he was listening to Panic at the Disco before he got on there with that haircut. Poor kid.
Gee, are you?
Oh, my flop, Fabio. My flop is going to the guy who had the best preseason, and now he stinks like shit. It's gonna go to Chukwueze. I'm very disappointed. I don't know. What are you doing? You're just running around. Like, come on, bro. You said, I read the papers in the summer. I got a translator. Shout out to Lab Gorilla. If it's in Italian, he sends it back to me with the correct grammar and all that stuff. And Chukwueze said that he didn't do good last year because he didn't have a preseason. Now you have in a preseason. Now you're with the team. You play great. And look at you now, bro. Like, you're like a ghost. Pulisic cannot play all these games. That was the reason that we got two guys that were going to be able to compete versus each other. So I'm very disappointed. And for me, it's Chook.
It's Chook. All right, guys. That is the recap. You know what time it is. This segment is brought to you by Fubo Canada, baby. Your home for Serie A and the Premier League, where you can listen to all your Serie A games in Italian audio. Let's start. Before we go, I'm sorry, Liban Youssef, I didn't do this last week. Obviously, we were the first game, so we got us out of the way. The second game, our cousins Inter went to Udinese. Game looks like it was a little closer than it was. It really wasn't. Inter was pretty much in control. Udinese got a late goal there. 2 goals by Lautaro. He's finally found the net. And Fortese started him off early. 1 minute in, they scored. Any thoughts on this one, Steve?
Yeah, amazing how they started 1 minute in, then fell asleep. Then before the half end, they got Udinese with a backbreaker. They let Lautaro get on the board, and they go into the half leading 2-1. And after that, unfortunately, Udine, we saw in the chat, the guy said it right. Udine shows up when they play the red and black. When they play the blue and black, it seems like they're always sleeping. No good, Udine.
So let's go to Genoa hosting Juventus. Juventus yet to still give up a goal. Let's play it now for them because they got 3 of them. Your buddy Jan finally got in this one twice.
Oh, look who scored. He's playing a Serie B squad, and Susan scores. Of course he does. He's always going to score against these small teams. Big celebrations and all. What a joke of a trick.
Is this on replay or are we pressing it over?
I don't know. I don't know who's keep pressing it, but it's going.
I mean,
it's going. Where's Vinny when you need him?
Uh, so, all right, Juve getting the 3 points there. Gio, Bologna, Atalanta, the other two teams playing in the Champions League. Did you get to check out this one? Ends up 1-1. Atalanta being saved by a guy that we were looking into in the 90th minute, Zamardic with the tying goal. Did you see any of this one, G?
Yeah, man. Atalanta is horrible, bro. I'm glad y'all in the pits of shit. You know, you and Gasparini, y'all not dancing. I think I saw a stat like in Serie A, they only have one win out of the last 7. I'm just laughing at them, man. I mean, to me, I thought they were gonna contend because I like their pickups, all their pickups in the summer mercato. But bro, oh boy, maybe Gasparini can't handle players that we know. Maybe he got to go back to the second Dutch league and get those players. But yeah, I mean, Samardzic, I mean, that's what he does all the time, but he doesn't do it that often. He did that versus Milan, but hey, it is what it is. But it was a good game, and I'm just glad that Atalanta keep dropping points.
Well, the other hot team. Go ahead, Steve. Sorry.
No, I just wanted to add there with Atalanta is that this is a completely different team that played against Arsenal. Yeah. Arsenal, when they played against Arsenal, even for Arsenal to say that, wow, this is a team that we cannot get out of position, and it shows because if you play Manchester United week in, week out, I'll have a better chance with my 11 years old in keeping them in position than Manchester United. So,
do we think Atalanta was maybe looking towards the midweek game for this one, being that they took so long to finally wake up?
No, I think, to be honest, Fabio, I think, the teams in Serie A, like Gio said, I think they figured out Atalanta. It's everybody else that needs to figure them out, right? So, am I saying that they're gonna put in a crap performance every time? No, but I think a lot of the teams have figured out what Atalanta likes to do, what Gasparini likes to do, and in Europe, it's something new that people are gonna get the hang of it soon.
Well, Torino hosting Lazio, and our buddy Strasbourg Steve was happy because he heard a lot of these. Lazio getting the victory 3-2. Torino's hot start. Yeah.
That's an Irish guy. 4 assists, 4 games or something like that? Like it's a record or something for a new player. He's looking good. One good signing there for Lazio.
Yeah. Man, he's a bidone. He's a bidone, Jan. He was an Arsenal flop, man. All he is a leg sprinter. He got 2 assists on Emerson, bro. We can't give that Nuno Tavares some credit. No. We're not gonna give him credit just yet. Okay.
Well, Lazio, one of their pickups, Noslin ends up getting the game-winning goal here in the 89th minute, which Torino, I think, scores in extra time, which would have been the tying goal. So technically, Noslin's goal ends up being the winning goal. But any other thoughts on this particular game between Torino and Lazio?
I like the Torino coach. I think he has him playing.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, and he's out of nowhere. He said Serie B, right? I think he came from Serie B.
I want to say he was Parma or Venezia's coach. Wasn't he?
Yeah, we have to get fact check on that, Fabio. It's 3 weeks that we've been saying that.
I know we're not exactly sure. Where is Facebook?
We know he's from Serie B. We know he's from Serie B. That's it.
I think after Lazio's game, Lazio and Torino's game, it seems like the table is starting to fix itself again after a pretty crazy couple of first days. Nothing like the NFL, that's for sure. For everybody who's in a survivor pool or was in a survivor pool, because that doesn't exist anymore. I think Torino's going to go back down to normal. I think Lazio's going to continue being Jekyll and Hyde, and we'll see that in the next couple of days it's going to be pretty intense. From match day 6 to match day 10, I think we'll know where the table is heading at match day 10.
Well, the next set of games. First one was Como, got another victory. Como looking pretty good, 3-2 over Verona. G, what were your thoughts on this game, man?
Hey, man, Milan Twitter, cut it out, bro. Petrone, we got the 18 million in asset. Cut it out, bro, that he could be good in the squad right now. Like, come on, man. He's doing what he's doing. That's his level. Como, they don't got no pressure. If they get relegated, oh well, they went Serie A for 1 year. They going back down. But come on, bro. Like, cut it out, Milan. Twitter. He all we love Cotrone because he gave heart and he sweats out red and black. But that's it. That's it. But this game was good though, Fabio. Cesc Fabregas got him playing too, Fabio.
Yeah, they've got a couple of wins now under their belt, Como. They're looking pretty decent. Again, you mentioned Cotone's 2 goals and Belotti with the third one, which ends up being the game-winning goal. Como was pretty much ahead for most of the game. Verona makes it look a little closer. But let's move on now to and shout out to our Patreon, Colin, who got to go visit the stadium, and he was at this particular game, I believe. And it was quite an experience. Great views there. So shout out to Colin of Milan Club Dublin. Steve, Roma 2, Venezia 1. Juric with his back-to-back win, to start his Roma tenure there. So let's talk. Did you get to check out this one at all?
Yeah, Roma makes me sick. It was a terrible game, guys. Like, this was Roma was not in this game. And they get in this game because Venezia Di Francesco is just not for him to coach, and it's not for him to coach in Serie A. I think that's past him now. They need to move on. I think the teams like Venezia and Como and the Veronas have to stop recycling coaches, guys, and they need to start looking at new, maybe younger coaches that have a new mentality, something new to give. Again, I'm not a Juric hater. I think just that his football is results driven, which Roma needs, and I'm okay with that. But it's again a stroke of luck, and I was actually complimented the other time on the local soccer show by a good friend of mine who said that I am faster in a 100-meter race than Cristante. And because we talked about that, guess who was on the board first? It's Cristante with an autorete, with a magical imperial deflection that created a beautiful rainbow arc that looked like he chipped the goaler, but he had absolutely no idea that ball was hitting Francesco Totti and his new girlfriend straight in the face in row 94 at the Olympics. And the only bright spot, in which I love, no matter which club it happens, is Justin put it up in there. Pizzili, which is a P.
Yeah, one of their youth, right?
Yeah, straight from the Primavera, stayed with them. I think they were saying from like 8 years old up until now, gets on the goal. But Justin, I have to disagree with you. That guy's terrible. He sucks. I don't know why he's on the field. They sold someone like Bovo, who I think was much better than Pizzili, and now they're trying to just slot these guys in. And again, credit to them that they're playing young Italians from their from their Primavera, but there's a long way to go for Roma. They didn't look too good.
Steve, they have to play young Italians and sell Bove for money because they spend like drunk sailors every year to finish 7th. It's the Roma way.
You know what? I was talking with a friend, Jan. It's crazy that you say that. So when Mourinho was there, they bought him not even close to this amount of talent, right? So the Ukrainian guy is the top striker or joint top striker in La Liga last year. They're bringing in some other players, and I think Mourinho got Matic as a present, right? So Mourinho brought them to 2 finals, and they still got rid of him. So
the club had to spend the same amount on Mourinho's salary and his staff and all the goodies. So Mourinho,
I know, yeah, but if you don't have a project, yeah, this is what it's going to be all the time. So,
yeah. But Roma gets the 3 points, so that's all that matters to them and their fan base. You know who's putting people to sleep? Fiorentina and Empoli. What a boring game. 0-0. Did you guys get to check out this one at all? I have no notes because there's
all I got was a message on WhatsApp from Gio saying Vasquez got another clean sheet.
That's right. Our former winter Mercato.
We signed Sportiello Mirante, but we couldn't play this kid as a 3rd string keeper. Go figure.
Oh, man. Gio, you have any thoughts of this particular game?
Hopefully, Empoli can afford the 900K obligation to buy for basket. If not, hey, if they don't buy him, maybe we sell him to Manchester United for 100 million. Hey, you never know.
Fiorentina's an odd team, man. Like
They really are. Well,
they have good things on paper. I don't get these things. Like they should have won this game. I don't
they've
get it.
dropped a lot of points so far.
I don't get it.
But we'll see how it works out. All right, let's go to the Grand Napoli. All right, 2-0 over Monza. Unfortunately, Monza hasn't looked very good. This game was fairly early. It was over because we had Politano found the score sheet, and then Kishkelia finally got another one. So they had a 2-0 lead, and they were just cruising. But any thoughts on this particular win, which again takes Napoli? I believe Napoli is just above us in the standings now.
Napoli's top of the table, guys.
Yeah.
Free margarita pizza for everybody. Yes, sir.
Wow, when you're in only one competition, it's
It's true. It's true, and it looks
that's the aura that they have.
Listen, one game, it looked like panic mode when they got destroyed. Now they seem to turn everything around again. They demolished. They're not in just one tournament because they did play a Coppa Italia game, which they unfortunately beat the hell out of Palermo and sent them home packing 5-0. And last game today, guys, Parma. I don't know if this is Parma, the real Parma, because Parma was giving us difficulty, but they go against Calgary, Alberta, Canada over here, and they get beat up today and give this last place team 3 points. They get the victory 3-2, Calgary. Any thoughts? Did anybody get the chance to check this out today? I know it was hot Monday topic here watching Parma.
Writing was on the wall after their performance against Lecce. I can't believe we dropped points to Parma.
Me neither. All right. Any other final thoughts on match day 6?
Question.
Yes.
Does Dennis Mann survive by January, or is he getting sold? The Parma. He looks pretty good. Dennis Mann. Remember, he dunked on us too. You think he's getting sold?
Depends where they are in the table, Gio.
Yeah. I mean, if they're going to be fighting a relegation battle, I don't see them. Maybe if they're kind of in limbo, maybe then they try to make a sale. But most teams don't want to get rid of some of their best, most productive players in the middle of the season unless they're just trying to dump salary and they were going to get nothing for them anyway. But all in all, that is match day 6. And that was our segment brought to you by Fubo TV Canada, where you can get your Serie A and Premier League. Check them out there. Tell them MWP sent you. All right, boys, let's go. We got a big game coming. It's time to preview it. Now, Bayern Leverkusen, the German champions, Alonso and company will be welcoming us on Tuesday. And Leverkusen's currently sitting 4th in the Bundesliga. They just played Bayern Munich this past weekend, ended on a tie 1-1. Their last Champions League game, they actually went to Feyenoord and won 4-0 there. So that was pretty easy. So they already got their 3 points. Steve, we'll start with you, man. What are your thoughts here going in? Big 3 points on the table that we cannot afford to drop any.
Yeah, so this is a big test for Milan. It's Germany away. Leverkusen at home. Guys, it won't be very easy for Milan. This is not Lecce. This is not Venezia. And again, we did play a subpar Inter in the derby, which again, we win and won. And I will take those points every single day of the week. But Champions League now, because we couldn't defend at home, we need to get some sort of result away. I saw in the chat, again, I'm going to apologize who put it in there, but I agree. Someone predicted maybe a 3-2 win. We're not keeping a clean sheet in this game. And even a tie would be good. So this is now a different format to the Champions League. I think we have to look at it like league play, because it actually is. and we need to start collecting points in the Champions League. This is an important match for Milan, even match day 2 in the Champions League, or I'm going to call it the unofficial Super League because that's what it is. They need to get points, and Alonso has his team, and it's a well-oiled machine, well-coached. Alonso probably won't be there after this year at Leverkusen, so.
You can't say well-oiled when Gio's in the room. His minds are gonna go somewhere else. But
that's to make Vinny feel included here because the oil.
He's with Diddy. Yes, I gotcha. And there goes.
And we lost Gio again.
Jan, what are your thoughts, man, going into this game? Leverkusen, the defending champion of Germany. We just took care of the Italian defending champion. Just another drop in the bucket, right?
I mean, we have to win this game.
Have to.
There's no other. I know it's only the second game of the what's this? Gio's like doubled up. So we need to win this game. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. We didn't collect any points at home versus Liverpool. You got to do something now against Leverkusen, and I think we can. I mean, we're in the right headspace. Leverkusen's not in the best headspace. And Champions of Germany impresses me about as much as Wi-Fi from Gio's house. So I'm not really impressed when you win the German league. Like, who cares? So, and I think, look, they had a hard time against an Italian team in the Europa League final. Maybe it's time to look at what Atalanta did. I think we can do it. I think we can get a result. They weren't one of the teams that stressed me. Obviously, I'm not saying take them lightly. They're still, a well-oiled machine. As don't leave us again, Gio. Well-oiled machine, okay? But I think it's a winnable game. We have to go. We're going in with the right feeling, the right mentality. Let's keep on building on this. I think if we can get a result here, we could probably go on a little run and say, yeah, it would be nice to see that, So I'm a lot more confident going into this game versus going into the Liverpool game. So let's just go with that. And I hope tomorrow doesn't start. And that's it.
Gio, what are your thoughts about the match with Leverkusen? How are you feeling?
The guy I've been calling out, I think it's time for Leao to play and show everybody if he's going to be top 5 or not, to be honest with you. I've been always disappointed with Leao and his Champions League performance. I think he only has like one good game or two max, Fabio. So I really need him to step up. And this is a good game. That they play a high line, so there's going to be a lot of spaces. And why? You got that LA Dodgers.
Focus, man. Focus on you.
No, so for Leao, Theo, and I think Pavlovic is starting, Jan, so you could sleep good at night with your baby blanket. And then, you know what? I want to see a good performance from Gabia, man, and maybe the bald head over there, if that FIGC picks up the phone and tells them, "Hey, Gabia, come down over here." So I'm looking for a big game for Gabia, and I don't even know why, but I have nightmares now. You guys know I love Calabria. He's been at the club since he's 6 years old, but I don't know why the hell he's due to start. This is a very big problem that I have with Fonseca. I don't know why he starts. I think he should ride the bench until Emerson does something like drastically, like a red card. I'm not saying that Emerson is world class or anything, but at least he's playing okay.
Given the last couple of games, you wouldn't just keep going with Emerson to build his confidence. Like, why does Calabria have to come back?
I don't know. Maybe he sees something defensively that Calabria is going to play better, and he wants to. I mean, I don't know. If you've benched Calabria the last couple of games against big opponents, why now are you changing your mind?
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense. But
keep going with Emerson Royale.
Could it be that Pioli and Fonseca are like connecting the mind? Because every once in a while he keeps going back to this like Loftus Cheek as a 10.
I think it's just we need squad rotation. Maybe we're overthinking it, and that's what they gave him to work with. And I hear Jimenez, I see Jimenez and everything. You're going to put this kid in the Champions League game in Germany. Like, come on.
Can he even be on? Is he on the roster for this one?
I don't even know. But he would have been good to start against Lecce if you wanted to play Real against Leverkusen, right?
He is because he's that B roster, right? So everybody that you see with a star is someone
you're
that could be on because they come from the let's say the Primavera or the youth system, right? So again, I honestly, guys, think that you have to think about the long game here, and we're not winning the Champions League this year. So when we say, do we put this young kid in? Yeah, why not? We did it with the goaler. We did it with Donnarumma at 16 years old, because we had nothing better. Diego Lopez, I think, got hurt that game. He pulled a fake hamstring because he didn't want to play anymore, and we found a goaler that, again, because of Raiola, didn't probably stay with us for the longest time. But again, that's a story for another time. But I think at the back position, there's people there that could help you, and it's less of a gamble than putting a 16-year-old goalie. And to put someone like Emerson Royale or Calabria when it's past their time, I'd rather see what is in store and what I have to play with moving forward. Do I really need, can we look and see, like, did we really need a right back? Do we really need a right back? We had Calabria, and again, we had Kalulu coming back from Tig. Kalulu's not a world-class player. Hey, but he starts for Juve, guys. And he's not that bad.
Yeah, but he starts for Juve because they have
no one.
They have no one, yeah.
We gave them them the right back that was supposed to start with us. That's really smart. So at that point, let's try to find someone who can take that that job. Young, not young. Do we have to buy someone in the winter? Because we're not gonna go far with Calabria and Emerson Royale. It's 4 quarters for $1, guys. That's not there's nothing there.
Gio, Presidente wanted to know Leao's top five of what?
Left wingers in the world. Like he wants to be up there in the top 5 of left wingers, so he got to start showing it.
Left wingers of what? Left wingers
in the world.
Hockey, or?
No,
Leal top 5 left winger in the world.
No, like he's saying it in the interview. Think what you want me to say. This is the way
Leal is saying that he's the top. He's in the
no,
top.
Like that's what he
winger.
wants to be. Yeah, that's so now he needs to show it.
Yeah, Steve, I want to be 170 pounds again. All right, we can say all we want. All right, but Leal, you got to prove it, man. And this is, my only thoughts on this particular game is, one, we can't drop points. Fonseca, get them ready to play. Whatever you got to do, let's make sure we have the best starting 11. If you think Calabria is better than Emerson for whatever reason, this particular game, I find it
guessing.
But
could it be that Calabria is more defensive, so that if you have Emerson and Teo there, you're really exposing everybody with Pulisic and Leao and all the way that they're attacking? Like
Calabria is good for one good defensive performance, like a full moon. All right, you get him once a month. Maybe you could get him to put somebody in his pocket and he can hold him down, and that's all we need. Honestly, we don't need him cutting in. We don't need him doing crazy runs and crosses that he doesn't find the end of anybody. Let's just hopefully, if he's going to be the starter, it's because defensively he's going to be more solid. Otherwise, I just need them to come out with the right mentality. If you go out there and the team beats you because they just a couple of breaks go their way, but the team looks like it has creativity, it has ideas, how you want to play, you look well, maybe you hit a post, maybe things don't go your way, fine. But what I can't take is another showing like against Liverpool. That means you're starting to erase all the goodwill you just got in 3 games. So let's make sure we get there. What does no cap mean? Gio, what does that mean? You're hip.
Presidente, there's Urban Dictionary. Just go write these things in there. You'll figure it out.
That means it's not a lie, Presidente. It means it's not a lie.
Okay,
He's not lying. He's saying that Pulisic is top 5 right now. Damn, look what I started.
No cap.
No cap. All right, we got one question from our Patreon, so let's address it. It comes from our new Patreon, High RPM. Let's see what he asked here. Usually it's me and Gio, so this is nice. By playing on Friday, will this give them the time to show up on Tuesday with the same energy? Steve, you think they're going to come out with the same fire? that we expect them to with the extra day's rest or 2 days rest?
They better. They better, or else we're going to find ourselves 2-0 down pretty quickly. And it's not that I'm ooh and awed about Leverkusen, right? Like Jan said, I couldn't really care less about the German champion. It's that teams like Leverkusen find a way to get into Milan's kryptonite, and they know where they can attack, and they've singled out, guaranteed, someone has put a big round circle about the right back position, and someone has also put a big red circle around the left wing and left wing back position. Because if Theo and Leao are not on their game, that's like a highway, Route 66 to Mike Mania, and we're in trouble.
I hope that's not the case. I feel confident that, Theo and Leao are starting to find form. Theo more than Leao, but I just think we're going to have something positive. Maybe I'm just putting on my hopeful shades here and hoping it happens, but I just got a feeling, man. I got a feeling. But Jan, you think in regards to everything that we've seen in the last couple of games, do you think Fonseca is past this point of immediate reaction of let's fire him? How many more games? Let's say worst case scenario, we lay a major egg tomorrow. Do you think they come calling for his head again?
I don't think so. I think the Derby win has bought him a few losses now. But getting back to the question from Patreon, it's like if you have a wedding on a Saturday and you have work on Monday and you didn't have a full weekend, do you show up to work and work because you get paid?
Of course.
These guys get paid a lot of money. They train every day. You played on Friday, you're not ready on a Tuesday, relook at your career and maybe retire. Because, man, you got a lot of reasons to be ready. And it's not only for your job and for your professionalism. You're playing at a big club and you know the shit that you've gone through the last couple of weeks. You don't want to go back to that, man. Like you're sitting nice right now. You're not getting nasty emails. You're not getting the DMs. You're not getting the hashtags. Show the fuck up. Let's play this game like we're Milan and get a result. Even if it's a tie, get a result. Get something. Show something. Show that you're playing like a team, that you're listening to your coach. Stop being a bunch of little bitches. Listen to your coach. He's your boss. Play. Because so far, if you listen to him, you beat Inter, one of the best teams in the world right now, right? I hate saying that about our rivals, but it's one of the best teams. Granted, they didn't play a great game. They had some injuries. Listen to the guy. Trust your coach. Do what he's telling you right now. Put it all out there. It's freaking Super League time, Champions League time. They better show up. I hate this. I hate this. Did they have enough days rest? Did they have enough days rest? Guys, we all have to show up for work. So do they. They're human beings. Come on, some pride with your fucking work.
Exactly. And they're getting paid a hell of a lot more money than we are. So, G, I'm going to ask everybody, but we'll start with you here. What's a prediction for tomorrow, man? Well, what are you hoping, and what do you realistically think is going to be the score?
4-2 Milan.
4-2?
Yeah, we're going heavy metal. We're going heavy metal tomorrow, man.
I like it.
Going to drop that hammer with no baby oil, and so is Theo.
Oh, you need baby oil. You can't be dry. You need it. Steve, what's
4-2? I think it's time, Fabio. I want them to show up for the occasion. Xabi Alonso's the talk of the town. Now let us be the talk of the town. Come on, man. Let's get this. This is Milan. This red and black. You saw that video, Fabio, in the beginning? Did you see that video that fucking Sonny put? Did you see that shit? Look at that fucking intro, all Milan players, and get that fucking motivation. We need the 3 points tomorrow, and give me my $2.7 million in earnings.
All right. Let's see. Gio doesn't just think about the result. He thinks financial gain as well. I like it. Steve, what's your prediction for tomorrow?
I think this game's going to end in a draw, probably 1-1. And I think Fonseca's back on the hot seat, guys. We cannot afford to not qualify for Champions League. It's unacceptable. And again, if we're looking at this realistically, again, the Derby, it's a game in its own, and I agree it might have bought him a little bit of time. We don't have that much time. The Lecce and the Venezia is great. It's 6 points that we need, but the performance you put in against Liverpool, where your team almost died after they conceded a goal, if that happens again against Leverkusen, I can guarantee you that someone more intelligent than me is seeing that the team does not believe in their coach, and that means he lost everybody. And it's better we cut the cord fast, or else we're going to find ourselves out of Champions League.
Jan, I know you kind of mentioned it, but you're leaning towards a draw as well.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards a draw, which I wouldn't be obviously I always want to win, but I think it's realistic to get a draw. I would be extremely happy with the win. I think we got to win. I'm telling you, we got to win. We go on a run. We got to tie. We got to win. This team's going to go on a run. I'm telling you, they're going to go on a little run. And that's my prediction.
And then we have what, Fiorentina on the weekend, right? I believe. Is it Fiorentina?
Yeah, let's beat those guys.
Yeah, they can't take the score either. But yeah, I'm gonna lean 2-1. I don't think we keep a clean sheet. Excuse me. But I think we have enough. I think we're riding high. We're riding here. Jan Stradamus. I like it. We got to keep the predictions going. Jan, you always predict that there's always some buffoon out there who, before he thinks to hit that enter button, he sends some bullshit out, and you sniff him out like a basset hound at the airport. Or she. That's true. Right? We don't discriminate.
Or they them. Whatever you want.
He, her, she, them. Whatever it is. But let's go. Bigger club, Jan. Chelsea/Arsenal or Inter/Milan.
And I posted this for the comment. Chelsea and Arsenal are end goal clubs in 2024. Milan and Inter are glorified stepping stones. And it looks like he's a CFC fan. He looks like he's a Chelsea fan. Dino, your team. Players leave it, they become stars. Players go there, they become part of a pack of 65 people like it's Squid Game. They don't know who's starting next. Arsenal, listen. Back in the days, Andre Arshavin, I had my Arsenal jersey. I still have it. Nice little club. That's all you are. You're a nice little club. Get out of here. 23 years ago, you won a title. The Invincibles. Get lost. End goal clubs. Those are end goal clubs for boys born in London, and they want to play there. That I get it. Inter made a Champions League final. Milan made a semifinal. Where the fuck has Arsenal been?
Chelsea's not even.
Chelsea has had some. I know. Like, come on, Dino. End goal clubs. If your end goal is to make money and eat shit food, then yeah, you want to go play for Chelsea and Arsenal.
I mean, besides the fact that neither of those teams have won a title anytime recently, so it's very surprising that somebody would think they're bigger clubs. But this is the Premier League stupidity that we see all the time, right, Steve?
This is a Prem boy, and if he watches soccer and he understands football the way they talk about it in England, football, soccer, whatever you want to call it, guys, Chelsea is a terrible club. No plan, just a boat ton of money who just keeps on buying. I think they spend like $300 billion. They Dr. Evil this shit and still couldn't get it right. Arsenal seems like they have a little bit more of a plan, but Arsenal they're chokers, the chokers of all chokers. And then you have Inter and Milan. These are teams with a history. They're not plasticized fans like Chelsea. Guys, this is just complete Prem boy stuff.
G, would you consider yourself a Prem boy, G? I mean, you wake up early, you get dolled up to watch the Premier League.
I watch Prem. Nah, man, this is stupidity, man. Like, remember, I'll shit on Thierry Henry, the great. You remember he left with his tail tucked between his ass. He couldn't get Arsenal over the line. Let's read my legends: Maldini, Baresi, Costa Curta. Them motherfuckers is winners. They won locally. and they fucking won worldwide, whatever you want to call it, man. Chelsea, I mean, hey, man, Chelsea's just carrying them by themselves because they're not a local club. They're known worldwide too. They got 2 champions, so we gotta give them respect that they're nowhere near close. Fabio, I don't know. It's just the stupidity, man, and that shit gets traction. Look, 23K views.
They love the Prem.
Now I'm gonna put on the Milan Weekly Podcast Twitter page. I'm gonna put Leao is top 5, and I want to see that shit blow up. Nah. We don't put bullshit like that.
4 views. God. You're gonna get 4.
So,
all right. So explain this one. Are we sure that Gio didn't paint this picture,
guys? I see this shit. This pisses me off. He scores 1 header. And you're gonna people are gonna make an AI graphic with someone painting the legend, one of the greatest center backs of all time, Alessandro Nesta. Like, what is wrong with people? I don't get it. Then you put unwanted pressure on a guy like Gabbia, poor guy. Like, he wouldn't even be able to tie Nesta's shoes now as a manager. And if Nesta plays in a pickup game, Gabbia wouldn't be able to tie his shoes. Like, come on, guys. And then people post this stuff. I see it, and it drives me mad because it looks like Milan fans are handicapped. That's what it looks like. Like, it looks like we're premtards. Like, come on, guys. Save your little AI drawings for something else. Make fun of Hakan and his wife. Do whatever you want in the AI images. But leave poor Gabby out of these comparisons. And as Steve has said many times before, comparisons are dumb. There is no way that poor Gabbia is anywhere close to the maestro Alessandro Nesta. He was beautiful to watch. What a man! What a player! No, I'm sorry. This is bust. I don't even know who made this. It's just I had to address it. I'm done with this stupidity. Like, guys, stop comparing.
Is he wearing like a Villarreal?
I think he's wearing a Villarreal. Yeah. Because of that loan spell that revolutionized them. Behind the cage of his Gabbia.
Oh man. So I know Gio, you're gonna have a hard time because you think Gabbia is the second coming of Christ. So
I never said that, Fabio. I never said that. I just like the guy. I think he's cool, man. I think he's
just wants to call him.
That's it.
You just want to call him.
Just call him. That's it. But this is stupidity against both.
That's why you like that call up. Well, listen, I don't think anybody can agree that this is a fair comparison, right, Steve? I mean, come on. The guy is a legend in the painting. Gabbia is just at least looking like a professional finally.
I'm joking because of the stupidity. This screwed up the whole AI that the guy was using to get this done. The AI will never work the same.
No, and honestly, this is why we need to stop AI. If this is what we're going to use it for, we've lost the plot. But let's go to the next one. Steve, a flop that nobody talks about, despite every Manchester United fan, the moment he does not.
These guys are crazy. These guys are crazy. They're crazy. They're crazy. This poor guy, like Jan disappeared or what?
I got infected by Gio's Wi-Fi or something.
Yeah.
What happened over
there? Guys, I'm telling you, I feel bad for this guy, and I think going to Manchester United again for his family, his kids' kids was probably worth it.
Come on, he went there for his agent and his agent's kids.
But besides that, guys, not a great move. He's alone. He gets absolutely no service. He has Rashford running down the left-hand flank who has absolutely no idea what he's doing. He played in a Bologna team that everybody needed to fight to create chances for each other, and it looks like no one's interested. They have on the right-hand side, they have some guy who pissed off Lionel Messi and then never played for Argentina again. So you can tell you just how intelligent that guy Garancho is. There's something wrong at Manchester United in the water or in the club or like a hex. It's a Sir Alex Ferguson curse. But unfortunately, guys, I don't think he's a flop. I think he's He's a talented player who just needs to be in the right system. And I don't think the Manchester United system is anybody's system right now, because I don't think they know.
They're playing really bad right now. It seems like maybe they made a mistake in keeping their coach, but we'll see. But Jan, you felt this was busted. Let's get your reasoning on why. You have to turn your mic on. Come on, buddy. You're a professional. There you go.
I feel it's busted just because, from the point of view of September 30th, we're September 30th, and you're gonna see this kid's a flop. Oh, come on now, come on. Do you want to be judged on 6 days of work? I just think it's a bit ridiculous. It's a little ridiculous to get 40 million to 40. Guy, come on, guys.
Come on,
hey, I remember. Wait a minute. There was the first game of the season. He came on, scored a banger. Everyone was like, "Oh, Milan fucked up."
That's true.
Oh, Milan fucked up. Oh no! And now all of a sudden, it's Man U fucked up. Like, come on, this reactionary. Let the season play out. Let the kid play. Steve brought up some good points. He's playing with a bunch of zeros. That coach is a loser. He's got Megan Rapinoe retired on the right side there playing with him. Garnacho. Terrible team. Like, awful. I watched that game, Steve. I was stretching before my deck hockey game. I was watching that game and I was like, made me think that I could still play or coach a team. That was horrible to watch. Was it entertaining? Yes, it was. Very entertaining. Kudos to the EPL for putting that out there. Terrible from Man U with all that money. Yeah. I just thought this was busted from the point of view of give the kid some time. It's not easy. I just think 1 week he's amazing. 1 week he's a flop. We'll see. Gio,
what are your thoughts here, man? Do you think you watch United? You watch the Premier League, like you've mentioned. Is he flopping right now, or is it's just too early and the team is terrible around him?
He's limping right now, Fabio. He gonna need that horsepower that Mason Cameron be selling on. It is what it is. Okay. He take that horsepower and then he'll be right there up there. But nah, man, I think you know what makes me laugh at United is like they could fix it in one summer with the amount of money that club makes in revenue and all that stuff, and it's just hilarious. They started stealing people from City. They stole people from Newcastle United. They say we are back, and then, bro, to see what I saw yesterday, you saw my story, Fabio. I said Manchester United are caca because that's what they are. They're a whole load of diarrhea shit, and they're horrible, bro. And what the fuck is a Snapdragon? What the hell is a Snapdragon, bro?
I checked that. I checked that out. It's a processor. Me too. It's funny that you say that. I wanted to know what a Snapdragon was, so I Googled it, and it's like some processor stuff. But Manchester United reminds me of when Moratti was just like going crazy and trying to buy everybody and just trying to patch holes in his Inter just because he had so much money, and everybody that he bought, good, bad, or anything else, just as soon as they put on that Inter jersey was shit. And that's, I think, what's happening at Manchester United.
Just before we go to the next slide, I think it's interesting that, like, in football, the most popular team is the Dallas Cowboys. My Cowboys, they suck. They make a lot of money. In soccer and calcio, Manchester United makes a lot of money. They suck. In hockey, my Toronto Maple Leafs make a lot more money than all the other teams. They don't win. So it's interesting how human beings, we love to support these brands. Don't really bring us much satisfaction, but they rack in the dough and then they keep spending. And it's just like, it's ironic that that's how it is. It's like not the teams that are well run that are number ones in the world in their respective sports as when it comes to earnings. You know what I mean? It's like, it's weird how that works out.
Well, a couple of teams still do it correctly, but Manchester United definitely, without that win at the end of the season there to get them that little trophy, I don't think they keep the coach, and there's going to be a lot of turnover coming soon. A lot of players they're buying, they're not gelling well. What happened to Anthony? He was doing circles around the ball. Now he's just another washed-up player on Manchester United. I don't know.
Anthony's the only player to show his undershirt before the game because he knew he wasn't going to score during the game. It's the only time I've ever seen that happen.
Oh man, I mean,
prayers for Casemiro, man. Oh my God! In 1 year, he became an old ass man.
It doesn't matter. Casemiro has like 5 Champions League rings that he looks at when he goes
he's all
home.
wet.
he's just there to collect a very, very high paycheck. But again, buying talent from Serie A, going there and not necessarily turning into a success. We'll see if it seems to be the same trend with Xerxes. All right, last but not least, take over.
Juventina Hannah, which before we read it, I'm convinced this is a burner account for some man out there. But anyway, Inter are clear of Milan even in their own city. Milan just gained a lot of popularity during the Berlusconi era, rightfully so. But historically, Inter are bigger. There's a reason they play at the Meazza. What the fuck? Like, even if we go historically, Milan before Berlusconi won as many Champions League titles as Juventus have won in their entire history. They had some of the biggest Italian players and foreign players play for them before Berlusconi. And they've always been clear of Inter worldwide. And in their own, like, what's even more insane about this tweet is if you go and you follow the thread, this person doubles down and continues to insist that they know more about history and more about culture than anybody. Martino went after her for a bit. That was pretty interesting to read. But I'm sorry, like, you're so absent-minded as to what Milan mean around the world. And I think someone mentioned it in the chats before. You see Milan jerseys everywhere. I saw the other, like, 2 weeks ago, I was in Verdun, small part of Montreal, walking down the street, and I see a guy wearing a Kaká jersey. It was the day of the Liverpool game. I don't see Inter jerseys when Inter's playing Champions League football. I see hipster kids wearing a nice throwback Milan jersey with the gold numbers, though. That I'll see. There's something to be said there. We're massive compared to Inter. And Juventina Hannah was just going for the likes over here. I'm convinced this is a burner account for Max Statman or Adam Luciano, one of those fake people over there. This is not a real person.
Steve, what are your thoughts here on Hannah's tweet?
But the thing that makes me laugh about people and when they say things like this is that she's talking as a supporter of a team that has a shit ton of plastic fans and is only around in the city that they actually play for because Torino lost 10 of their 11 starting lineup players in a tragic accident. Like, this is what made it. Like, if you want to go to history, look at your club first. Look at your club first and say, what does my club bring to the table? Because if Torino doesn't have that Superga accident, Agnelli's buying Torino. He's not buying Juventus. Nice. And history changes itself completely, guys. Completely. And the thing is that you're talking about two clubs that are 100 plus years old, have their own history. And to compare them, because again, Milan was first, and then Inter came because Milan didn't want any International, and the whole story, whatever, blah blah blah. But this is it's history, you understand? Like, and you're just using social media, and again, the chat speaks for everybody. We don't need Presidente to do a poll. This is the winner because it's absolutely stupidity, and to get 24,000 views of people. And to get the interactions that it gets is everything that's wrong with social media today, guys. You know,
they got ratioed though. 24,000 views, 11 likes, ratioed with comments and retweets. It tells you everything you have to know. I think the world knows. I think Twitter knows.
I don't know what that means.
Juventina got ratioed on this one.
Well, Gio, what are your thoughts here, man? Do you think this girl is?
You know what? I'm gonna
talking
say
out of her ass?
Inter only big in El Salvador, and I don't even know why, man. I mean, I'm very disappointed in my own people. Like my barber, the owner of my barbershop, he's Salvadorian like me, and this asshole got the audacity to put the scarf up there. Like, what the fuck? You know, you see me comment every Friday, get my haircut. You know, I got the Milan, but nah, bro. And why? I thought they had beef, Stevie
Every
P and
Friday. You get a haircut every week?
Jan, I thought they had beef. I thought that was the Derby d'Italia. They people like shoot each other in there and all that. And now this
That is the
Juventina
derby.
Hannah.
That is the derby d'Italia.
Yeah.
Inter
So
versus Juve is the thing.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
because Italy's corrupt as a country, so you need the two most corrupt teams to represent them in a derby. So you have Inter and Juve. That's right.
So why would they be defending each other? I don't know, you and Tina Hanna, your Statman Baines or whatever the hell Jans is saying.
Because she
Like,
doesn't
this
know
is
what's
nasty.
coming. Doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense that this person tweets. Nothing. Even Juventus fans think she's crazy, or they're crazy, or it's crazy. I don't know. Maybe it's a bot.
I don't know.
Well, I think we have a glorified winner here. It's our Juventina Hannah here. Thank you for putting this stupidity out there for Jan to come and find. That is, ladies and gentlemen, Busted Calcio. That is the show tonight. Guys, one more thing before we go. Is there any club meetups that we can promote? Is Milan Club Montreal meeting at all for tomorrow for the Champions League game, Steve?
Milan Club Montreal will be at Cicero. Diddy Vinny is going to be back at Cicero. He has the day off tomorrow. He will be there. He will probably be doing a pregame as well. So if the Patreon wants to jump on, guys, jump on. Vinny will be there. Unfortunately, I have work obligations, which will allow me to watch on the monitor that I'm looking at right now, and punch my desk if the result that I predicted comes through.
All right. So, Jan, what are you going to be doing for the game tomorrow? You
I'm
going to
off,
be working?
so I'll probably I'm off, so I'll probably
Nice.
be going to see Vinny at the bar and hear about his
Nice.
escapades
Very nice.
in Europe. Yeah.
Very nice. All right. Well, make sure your hands are nice and lotioned. All right. So, Gio, is Milan Club SoCal doing anything tomorrow? What's the deal on the West Coast front?
Nah, man, that's midday over here, Fabio. We can't get that time off. I wish I lived in the East Coast. I'll get off early, but nah, no meetups. They're doing like something at the Cosmo, but that's not from us. That's just because they have a cool experience of bar. But yeah, man. I mean, let's just get 3 points and let's smoke on that Bayer Leverkusen pack.
Well, guys, I'll give a little plug to my club, Milan Club New York. If you're in the greater New York area, Connecticut, New Jersey, just driving through and landing, maybe at JFK, and you got a layover overnight, go to Legends, go to the Football Factory, 33rd and 5th Avenue. Say, fine, I don't know. You're saying all these numbers. Do you know what the Empire State Building looks like? Go directly to it, underneath it. You'll be in front of the bar. Go check it out. It's a great experience. There will be guys from the club there. I, unfortunately, will not, because I've blown all of my goddamn vacation time on the Champions League last year. I ain't got no vacation time, so I will be at work as well. But tomorrow night, me and Gio, it's just going to be the two of us, just like a Diddy party. We're going to be back coast to coast. So we're going to hopefully be in good moods. We'll find out exactly how that's going to turn out. But guys, on behalf of everybody, we appreciate everybody in the chat checking out the show. If you can, please leave a comment if you're watching it later. If you could also listen to us on Spotify and Apple, if we're still doing that, not even 100%. Even if you're listening to it, it doesn't matter. Go back and watch it on YouTube, because with a face like me and Steve have, you can't let it. We are not just an audio experience. You need a visual representation of how great we are here. All right. Everybody in the chat, we appreciate you. Patreons, we need more questions, baby. Where are you? Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all have a great night. Ovunque and sempre.
Forza Milan!
What's up, Milan, everybody? Good night!